The system. After all we did to get her assistance, the local hospitals would not admit her. No insurance equaled no help. She attempted to have herself admitted at least 3 times. I witnessed 2 of these attempts myself. These countless doctors kept throwing around new, harsh prescriptions, such as lithium, and then sending her quickly on her way with little to no follow-up, thus throwing a cloak of silence over her. Mom didn't like taking the newly prescribed medication, so she stopped taking it altogether. She looked so drained and weary. Her eyes were dead and black, like a shark's eyes. The second time she was released, I was exasperated and called the doctor who had let her out. I dialed the number, overflowing with frustration and a pregnant woman's attitude. "How long has your mother been like this?" the doctor interrupted at the beginning of my tirade. I told him I thought she had her first breakdown at age 19. His voice became cold. "Then what do you expect me to do about it now?" I felt like he had just slapped me. I could not believe a mental health professional, a doctor, had just said this to me. I hung up the phone after telling him I would hold him accountable if Mom killed herself. Psychiatrists, psychologists, doctors, and counselors, wake up. You need to be as proactive as possible. They must be able to see through the cloudy veil worn by patients like Mom. In part, the hospitals, medical doctors, and those in other helping professions who encountered Mom are guilty of not being aggressive enough in studying and treating Mom for her mental illness. Rarely do doctors treat to cure. They work to inconclusively manage by speculation, inference, and guessing with people's lives. A procedure should be put in place for a relationship between authorities about the violent tendencies of certain patients they may see. Only in this manner can these patients and society be protected. My mom was bipolar and manic, and she was left totally unprotected. She realized she had lost almost everyone now. The other mom would devour her for good forever, soon. In 2010, suicide became the leading cause of death for young people ages 15 to 49 in our developed world. Self-mutilation and suicide are currently overtaking all cancers and heart disease. Many researchers and I believe that this is actually a dramatic undercount. Many believe the true rate is at least 30% or higher. That would make suicide 3 times more widespread than murder, not only in America, but also around the world. Lots of hanging chads there. For example, sympathetic corners may alter the cause of death. My father's death certificate says liver disease and sepsis, not alcoholism. Although there are more deaths by pills and poisons, there are fewer autopsies showing this. The person's intent might be difficult to determine. If American academic psychologist and leading expert on suicide, Thomas Joyner, is correct, and a groundbreaking anthology of studies suggests he is, we've reached the end of one order of human history and are at the beginning of an entirely new order, one beset by a whole lot of self-inflicted bloodshed and a whole lot more to come. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, Global Burden of Disease, 2010.